Welcome to Airgun Ninja. My name is Rich, and this is my brand new channel where I share my opinions, my experiences about airguns and shooting gear. In today's review, I'll be looking at a scope made by DiscoveryOpt. I guess it's short for Discovery Optics. It's the model ED-PRS 5-25 by 56 SFIR first focal plane scope. Most of my testing took place at the local range here in Southwest Ohio, and we're set up at the 50-yard range and the 100-yard range. As you see here, it's set up on my FX Impact M3 in 25 cal using the Eagle Vision adjustable mounts. Here are the product specs that DiscoveryOpt has provided for the scope. It is a first focal plane scope. I've only recently in the past year got into them. I can't go back to second focal plane scopes. This is great. There's a lot of video about explaining the difference between the two, but I'll leave that to you. So it is a 34 millimeter tube, and it's got a 56 millimeter objective, and the combination of the two will help with light transmission into the scope, which will help with the clarity. Again, I'm no expert, but I just wanted to point that out. This unboxing, I wanted to show it just because this packaging, it does a really good job in making sure the scope gets to you safely. The box, as you can see here in the video, has bubble wrap on it, but it was also inside of a box that had paper packaging and another external box. Here you're going to have the product dimensions. I'll give you the lengths of certain parts of the scope and a total length also. Here you will see the reticle and how it looks like through the scope at different magnifications. I think the reticle is perfect thickness. It's not too thin, not too thick. I love it. It's also illuminated if you want it to. So onto the packaging. You can see here it's a robust box. It fits tightly, and I'm here trying to take the cover off the box. So eventually I get it lifted off, and you can see the packaging within. Here you have it. Very dense foam. Everything's nicely bagged and secured within this dense foam. I'm impressed. I've actually seen some other branding where the scopes were like just in the box, or maybe some styrofoam on the ends of the scope, but this one, it has dense fitted foam inside. I'm really impressed. Here you have the inspection sheet. I went through it, really didn't understand a lot of it, but I guess they do like shock-proof testing, moisture testing, whatnot. But you get a nice card like this inside. Next, it comes with a chamois. I've got tons of chamois, but it's nice that they included this too. I'm okay with that. And here's your product instruction manual. It's helpful, and at least it's included. A lot of products these days, you have to go online just to download the manual. It's nice to have the manual instructions in the box too. And here are the sunshades. Not one, not two, but three. And later in this video, I connected all three. It looks ridiculous. If you want attention on the range, you just attach all three sunshades. I think I just used one of the longer ones, and it's just fine. It's amazing that they had these, 3 of them in the box. And then right there, I'm holding the scope mounting leveler. I think that's pretty neat. I'll cover that later. I didn't really know how to use it, but I watched some other videos. I was able to use it. These scope rings here, no, not a problem. But I replaced mine to have the Eagle Vision adjustable infinity mounts. It's because I want to place the scope on my long-range PCP air rifle in the M3. I wanted as much elevation as I can, and that's why I went with the infinity mounts from Eagle Vision. Here it is, a little bit of a cleaning tool. All right, I've seen a lot of those before. I just use lens wipes. I guess it's nice to have one of these just in case. Up next here is the magnification knob, lever, whatever you want to call it. I'm glad they included that, so then I didn't have to buy an aftermarket. And now on to the scope. Wow, it's hefty. Like I said, that 34mm tube, it pretty much just colossal compared to my other scopes that are either 1-inch or 30mm. These turrets, you're going to constantly see photos and video covering the turrets. They're huge. Anyhow, it did have a front end dust cap. The rear dust cap is just rubber. It doesn't flip up, and I don't really like it. It's different, but in my opinion, I'd like to have the option of having the flip up covers. That rear cap, once you take it off, you could drop it, lose it, whatnot. I just didn't like it. So here's the rear glass. Looks great. Pretty high quality in my opinion. But again, there's that funky cap again. That front element, man, massive, just massive. So I'm going to keep mentioning these turrets. Just look at them. I don't think they just made them big just for the sake of making them big. They feel great in the hands, especially if you're out there doing some PRS or just working on certain settings. You just put your hand right up there and you're not going to miss the turrets. They are locking turrets with 0 stops in them. Later in the video, I will point that out, that I was able to zero out to 50 yards and then just adjust, and then just adjust the 0 stop on the turrets with the help of my friend. So right here, you could see the 3 sunshades. It's just an overabundance of them, but hey, at least you have spares in case for some reason you end up damaging one or the other. Again, I don't know what you would use all 3 for, but at the same time, but at least it's there. And there you see we took the top caps off, and my friend Ryan here helped me adjust the 0 stops in them. Gave myself a little bit of elevation so I'm not bottoming it out, but it was pretty
Ryan
easy.
helped me adjust the infinity mounts. This scope is awesome. It's dead on. We got it zeroed to 50 yards. So we're going to be going to the 100 yards soon. Kind of show you a different side. On the right side you can see that the spacing is higher and lower in the front. That's to allow me as much elevation.
You can see the gaps within the adjustable mounts. So basically you tilt downward so you have more of a gap in the rear, and then kind of has the elevation pointing down in the scope. Here's some video of Ryan adjusting those zero stop mounts. Here I was at the 100-yard barricade, and basically that's the distance there for 100 yards. I wish it could have been better. It was quite windy. I was getting left to right, then right to left. So I don't think it was the best conditions for me. But again, the turrets were very consistent. I zeroed out as best as I can. Again, it's left and right, but that's just windage. But the elevation was perfect. I would set the elevation so I can hit out to 100 yards. Did a few turns to the turret on the elevation, and I was able to put it back on the numbers, and I was getting the same impact going forward. That's what you want out of a scope. You want the turrets to stay on 0 or whatever your setting is. So eventually, if I were to do, say, 1, 2, 300 yard ranges, I suppose I could put some stickers on there to point out what the elevation is needed for a particular yardage. Again, the right turret for windage is huge, same size as the elevation, and again, it's really proved to be very useful, not just for looks.
Discovery Optics, and do some torture tests here. Not really too fancy, but take that all the way up. All the way down. Sure hope I had the right elevation.
You'll find out.
I'll find out. And I'm gonna tape this.
So am I.
Bullseye.
I can see your shots going in, and it's going in the same group.
Yeah, I must have
Pretty
pulled
cool.
that first shot.
I can see your pellet in flight.
Pretty happy with that. Let's do this. That's one click up. And again, hopefully I put it the right. Behind it there. Make sure I don't have one in.
Same here.
Last bullet. 875. Magazine empty. 854.
Ryan,
So you're good.
what do you think?
It's good. It's accurate. It's reliable, consistent.
So I want to mention one missed opportunity that DiscoveryOpt did not include in the features of this scope. It's not a big deal, especially if you're considering this for a powder burner and you're just going to be shooting 50 yards and beyond. It's the parallax, minimum parallax on this scope. It goes from 25 yards out, and I think they missed an opportunity here to have the market for air gunners who do like field target or whatnot, where you want to go down to at least 10 yards minimum parallax adjustment. This is 25 yards and out. That's not a big deal. Again, I've got it on my M3, which I plan to keep it on, and I won't be shooting less than 25 yards. But DiscoveryOpt, I just want you to know that that was my only gripe. It's not a deal breaker, especially if you're going to place this wonderful scope on a rifle that you're going to be taking out for long ranges. Or should I say, for long range shooting. So in summary, would I recommend this scope? Absolutely. You've got ED glass, clarity, the parallax adjustment is spot on. The turrets, my gosh, wonderful turrets, consistent. It's exactly what you want in a scope. The build quality, probably about a 9.8. Might have been just my sample, but there was a few finishing parts, but not a big deal. So build quality, it's sturdy. It was easy to zero. Love it. I will be definitely keeping it on my M3. I have no need to shoot below 25 yards with my M3. I will include links down below for product information and also a link to Amazon. This scope can be had for $399 US, and I think it's an excellent buy. It's a very competitive price area because I will never own a $1,500, $2,000 and above scope. And there is a new market now that shooters are able to get very good scopes just like this between the price range of $400 and $700. And this definitely does a wonderful job proving it to be a great value, best bang for the buck at $399 current price. So thank you again for watching my channel, and hit like, subscribe. I hope to do more of these in the upcoming future. And thank you again for Discovery Optics for sending me this scope to review. It is much appreciated. I'm going to very much enjoy this scope. Happy shooting.